On Tuesday, August 4, 2020, at 6:08 p.m., an explosion at Beirut port in Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, exploded, killing at least 200 people, dozens missing. Over 6,000 people were injured. Much of Jemaizeh, Mar Mikhael, and Al-Shafiyah was destroyed, leaving almost 300,000 people homeless. Almost 2 months after the blast, the areas most affected, specifically Jemaizeh, Mar Mikhael, and Al-Shafiyah, are still suffering from both mass destruction and the loss of lives. This report looks closely at the Lebanese art scene today and how artists, architects, gallerists, and art institutions are making it in times of crisis and hopefully moving forward. So here is Alia's bookstore. Dr. Ralph, you were saying?
Well, I was saying I walked past it and I did not even recognize it. And this is a place where I would come at least once a week to have my coffee here and, just read a book. From time to time, buy a book. But this is complete massive destruction.
I don't recognize it at all. If you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have known.
Yes. That's the tragedy, and I'm not sure that could ever be restored to the way it was. I mean, it's gonna take a massive investment, and I'm not sure anybody is willing to risk this kind of investment in this country anymore. What you see is, on the building above, they are restoring basically because of they have to.
Necessity.
It's related to their own survival, but this is in a business. I don't think it's going to ever be. I hope I'm wrong, because this is my favorite spot in Beirut.
Yes.
But I don't know.
It's a shame. It's a tragedy.
In terms of direct effects, my family's home was basically destroyed. I mean, not destroyed to the level of the people here in Jemaizeh, but we are about 50 meters away from the Room Hospital, the St. George Hospital. So basically all of the doors, all of the windows, the furniture in the house, all of it is pretty much destroyed. I'm not complaining because there are other people with far greater losses. Among others, for instance, some of my relatives who got quite badly injured and are still suffering from the consequences of their injury. And this is not to mention people who died. I mean, very good people. Among them, an architect by the name of Ya'qub Jmail, who was an activist, the most honest person you could meet, and a man with enormous education, and he got snuffed like that in a second. So we are seeing this. We are still feeling the effects. Actually, I think the effects are just starting. This is not something that has ended. The effect of this are going to be felt for a very long time. Well, as an artist, it led me to a reevaluation of the projects I am working on, including a tendency to link what I was doing, which is more in the level of cosmology, towards something more related to human society. I felt the profound need for it. This is will direct me towards something that's called big history, essentially linking the cosmological with the sociological. That's one. As a professor, it has been very, very disheartening. I mean, I am regularly seeing the very best of my students asking me for reference papers because they want to leave. I mean, invariably, it's the best who are leaving. But this is not the only effect. There is something intangible, meaning a kind of demotivation, demoralization of the students, of the student bodies. This is the period of their life where they should be the most motivated, the most joyous, the happiest, the most excited about the great adventure that is opening up in front of them. And this is not what I am seeing. I am seeing a kind of underlying current of profound sadness, which is very, very hard to fight against. But I have to admit that this is an extraordinary generation, both in terms of awareness of the issues in this country, in terms of intelligence, in terms of the culture that they come with to the university. They have far greater access to culture than my generation at their age. So there is, in effect, hope. I see it. I'm not being too optimistic, rather I'm being realistic. I see it in this generation. They have understood all the errors of the past, and they are working and they want a profound level of change. The situation is remaining the same, essentially because of inertia. It's nothing more. All that is maintaining the old order in this country is inertia. Once this inertia dies down, change will come.
I'm standing here in front of Saleh Barakat Gallery. I'm about to enter and speak with Mr. Saleh Barakat, the owner of the gallery. It is located in Clemenceau, Beirut. It was one of the galleries that was affected by the August 4 blast, and unfortunately and sadly they lost one of their staff members, Firas Dahwish.
It was really an apocalyptic blast that affected every single person in Beirut, directly and indirectly and on all levels. The part that maybe half of the city have been destroyed. My gallery had been severely damaged, my house has been severely damaged, but most important, we lost my closest collaborator for the past 20 years, with whom I used to live practically 8 hours a day. So that was a very hard blow. This is on the personal level. On the city's level, I think that Beirut as a platform of plurality, of multi-confessionalism, multi-ethnicity, of diversity, this city which embraces the culture of tolerance and living together, this hub of creativity and art got a very, very big hit, because in fact the city of Beirut is built around a port which is its door towards the rest of the world, and most of the cosmopolitan area are around the port. So the massive destruction has affected basically the neighborhoods where most of the artists and creative people and Yes.
As an artist, I always imagine myself in the head of a witness that day, August 4. As a citizen, a kind of perspective, somebody who can't imagine or even believe this ever had happened. Actually, silence reigned and sadness inhabited my thoughts for weeks and still till now. I'm currently seeing the city as a black and red dot invading my drawings, actually. Everything turned black and red. I became too stunned to draw. There were shattered glass everywhere and tiny bits of dust and debris floating in all my sketches. When I went there, I saw that everything had totally changed. Although it had been a beautiful city, at that time it looked like a sudden horror movie. Still to this day, the blast sound is haunting me. I do not regard it as a new weapon merely, but as a revolutionary change in the relations of man to the city. As a citizen and as a artist, as a first-hand witness to this atrocity. My only desire now after the 4th of August is to live a full life, hopefully in a world where people are kind to each other and to themselves.
We need to move forward. This is life. I mean, we started the renovations, we practically finished the renovations, and we are going ahead with our programs. The first exhibition is in Ajial, will take place on October 6th. The second one in Salah Barakat Gallery will be on October 16th. We are collaborating with two artists who express their desire to show right now, actually, in spite of and against all odds. We know that people are not in the mood of going out. There is a lot of tragedy around, but those artists truly believe that it's in times like this that they should share their experience in art. So we're very excited about that because it will allow us to start again, slowly but surely. The rest of the program, we are going ahead with it. We don't know how to resist except by doing art. We are people of the art. I'm a gallerist. I don't know, I don't carry weapons, I don't drive, I know how to do exhibitions. And so for me, in the name of all the employees of this gallery and all the artists who live off this gallery, I want to go on and continue because life goes on. We need to defend our vision and our space of liberty in this city.
Well, in terms of hope, I gain hope by looking at history. In that we are witnessing right now in this country a collapse. And these forms of collapse, we've seen them throughout history several times. You've seen the Minoan collapse, the Mycenaean collapse, the Sumerian collapse, the Babylonians, the Roman collapse. It's an occurrence of history. And invariably, after these periods of collapse, you have these periods of reconstitution. Sometimes it takes longer than others, but I think that what we will gain as lessons from this recent history will be the opening of a new era for this country. This is my hope, and this is not a vain hope. This is not an idealistic hope. This is a hope based on a study of events of the past, of past events. Civilizations periodically collapse, but they reconstruct, and frequently their reconstruction is much better than what came before that.
I strive day after day to develop strong relationships with this country. Yes, my love to Beirut is substantial. My love to Beirut actually is distinct and everlasting, and that inspires a sense of unique meaning and timelessness that will or always have been and will be reflected in my future art projects.
Has a purpose for being here, has a staff that connects with the public. It's part of the life of Beirut, and this is gone now. And hopefully one day it will come back, but for it to come back, it will take time. It will take time, it will take investment, it will take people to believe in this country, to believe that they can have places like this in this country. But for now, it's gone.